You guys loved my all-around demigod 6'8" I posted a week ago, and now it's time for part 2, where I've created a 6'9" guard specifically to get Legend Deadeye, Legend Shifty Shooter, and Legend Set Shot all at once, and it does everything. I'll prove that to you by showing you this insane matchup we got in the rec before the contest patch against two 7'4" in a really cheesy lineup. Then I'll show you the build, where I put my 14 CapBreakers, where to put yours so you don't have to make another build, the badges, animations, and more. So without further ado, let's get into the craziest game of 2K26 that I've played this year. Alright guys, like I said, this is the craziest game of 2K26 I've played this year. No exaggeration, two 7'4", but not just that, a 7-foot center, and then their shooting guard is 6'11" with high rebound as well. This is before the contest patch drops, so you guys are going to see my build in action, every single thing that it can do, because like I said, it can do it all. And first play of the game, they're trying to play me. No, we're 6'9" with Hall of Fame challenger. I'm jumping. But Jelbs is going to miss a wide open 3, and that's okay because it's the very beginning of the game, and you see their offense, man. Give it to the 7'4", run down, shoot the ball. Now, you might not be okay with the contest patch. You might not like it, you might have, whatever, but I want you guys to watch this gameplay, and maybe it'll change your mind on whichever side you're on, because this is before the patch, okay? So look at this. Oh my gosh, 16%, just waiting on him to jump because you literally had to jump, and then greens that, and it luckily misses that shot right there, but their 6'11" shooting guard grabs the rebound, throws it right to the 7'4", and we start out really bad. 9-2. I'm going down, taking my dunk. Every time that I dunk the ball, I get two-way. I've already got high defense, high speed, high agility. With two-way, I got 99 speed, 99 agility, and very high block. It is a literal do-it-all demigod. Unfortunately, Woff is going to miss that shot right there, but you guys are going to see, man, all throughout this, as they just give it to the 7'4", that this build does everything. Like, it's not even an exaggeration. I'm frying their 6'11" lockdown. So that is their one weakness of the team is, you know, they have all these 7'4", and it's insane. They got high rebounding, but they don't really have a lock, and you need that against my build. Woff is going to miss an 8% right there off a very lucky miss that they actually gave up the ball. But here we go. Back to the 7'4", just shoot it. Why not? Why not? 15-7. I was like, this is not good. This is a very bad start. But again, going down, taking my points. I don't want to risk it, right? If the defender is giving me a 2, I'm taking a 2 because we need to get stops anyway. And we need to be very careful in this game specifically because we cannot waste any possessions versus these guys. Look, fade, green bang. Give me that Legend Shifty Shooter. And you guys see the takeover I'm running gives me plus 10 3-pointer. So we have a 99 3-pointers. He just shoots right over my defender again. Break his ankles, and I'm going to hit AJ, but he doesn't shoot it, and he gets fouled. So luckily, of course, he's going to hit all 3 of those because free throw is really easy in this game. But yeah, we have a 6'9" Legend Deadeye, Legend Shifty Shooter, and a 99 3-pointer with Legend Set Shot. I really cooked up a crazy build here because we also have defense. That's just how this game is. If you have enough CapBreakers, if you make a good enough build, you can go crazy. Now look, that's what they're going to do. At the end of the shot clock to end the first quarter, we're down 5 points. Not too bad for how it was looking. You know what I'm saying? It started off bad. So to end that with only a 5-point deficit is good. A 6%, we're going to miss that shot. A little bit of a good contest, but still definitely a greenable shot. And you see, they're running the pick and roll with the 6'11" shooting guard. I'm guessing it's because they want the 7'4" to stay out and do that. And yeah, it's pretty disgusting. Then they have the other 7-footer that comes down and goes for rebounds. They actually labbed up their entire play style. Like, one has O board, one has D board, the 7'4" stay out. Like, actually insane. So I'm running the PNR because I'm fast. I can be able to switch on the guard if I have to. and I can play lanes, you know, all that type of stuff. So anyway, the guard finally took a shot right there, and I'm frying their lockdown just enough to shoot because we have a super high 3 in my lethals, Legend Deadeye. I have an A+ release height jump shot on, A+ defensive immunity, and I'm just gonna pull up, give me that mid-range. I'm gonna show you guys the entire build, bro. Every single thing to put y'all on because, man, no one makes a 6'9" in this game. Like, I was so surprised that no one has a 6'9", and you know, I'm just frying the lock again right there. Just very simple kills, except Cash Out and the guy who's number 2 in the world. But you see, I'm jumping. And they use that to just run and fade, right? They're just a midi fading build, which you can do on this build as this PG gets a crazy steal, but that's not what I made this build to do. I made this build to be able to play 2s, 3s, 5s, 1v1 core, and I'm jumping. 6% contest. He's going to get the rebound. No one crashes right there. Anyway, 2 minutes left in the second quarter. I'm trying to go down. They actually played some good defense right here. They had me stopped, but I got a 2 guard who can just take 2 steps and run and fade, because you guys know that's 2K26. Fadeaways are honestly, I think, even better than 7'4s, especially after the patch. But I'm getting the steal, and we're front fading that thing. That's right. Give me that. So that's steals, that's blocks, that's fadeaway 3s. I told y'all, bro, this build does everything. AJ's gonna bail me out again with another fadeaway 3, and we got a little bit of a lead right now. We have a 5-point lead with 50 seconds going into the half. I'm breaking my defender over and over. He does not have super high perimeter, and look at this. I'm just baking him. There's nothing he can do when I'm hitting my moves correctly, when the team is not rotating correctly. I'm there, and give me that steal. Give me that. 27 points, haven't missed a shot, and then I missed a shot. Yeah, I probably should have took the first one. I thought I still had him in a good position, but he did jump, so he got a good contest. And of course, it goes right to the 7'4", because why not? So in the rec, you guys know it's a lower difficulty than like Pro-Am and Stage. This is very similar to if you guys seen Joe Knows playing against 3 7'4s. But you see, we end the half with 29 points, 12 for 13, 2 steals, 1 block, except Rec is on a lower difficulty. Okay, so it's similar to the Joe Knows thing, except these guys can just shoot anything. Because this is a mix of all-star and superstar is what Mike Wang said Rec is. So to start the half, we're going to find QP in the corner. I'm pretty sure my teammate could have just dunked that, but it's okay. We still got the ball in the basket, and that's all that matters. Even if I don't get an assist, I don't care. I'm here to win the game. All right, the guard hits a 16% fadeaway, which I feel like is great defense. He just hit the shot. We definitely live with that. We live with that all day. Yeah, AJ gets blocked on the hash backdoor. It goes to the 7'4". And you guys know, man, you cannot make mistakes against this lineup. AJ gives me a nice little peek right there over the 7'4", and we got a 6-point lead. I mean, look at this, bro. It's like, I'm really not the biggest fan of the new patch with the new ghost contest and all that. But then when I watch this back, it's a good and a bad. You know what I'm saying? One move, fade away, bang. Now, what I mean by I'm not the biggest fan is there's a lot of ghost contests. There's a lot of players that are way shorter than me that don't have the right attributes that are getting contests. It's still very greenable, but you do got to take the good with the bad with this patch, and you don't see this as much. I've been playing 7'4s, and you can stop them, especially with this build, guys. With 6'9", you have vertical, you've got perimeter defense, you can get under them in perfect position, you can jump. I'm telling you, you can stop them, but we were even stopping them a little bit in this game. Like, we did make them miss a little bit, but now it's a 1-point game. Luckily, he can't get back. I'm finding Wolf, and we're going to green that 3 in the corner, so we have a 4-point lead. But you guys see, I'm in take, so I'm able to break ankles more. Okay, I got the 99-3, got the Legend Deadeye, and they're just not stopping. Okay, I tried to get Wolf again right there, and it is a 1-point game, so we need to lock in. I'm back to frying the, oh, come here, breaking his ankles, and then taking my dunk. So if he's going to play up, I'm going to take my dunk, man, because at the end of the game, if we lose because I took wide open dunks over forcing a 3, then it is what it is. But you see the guard's got deep bomber, and he's just fading away because that's just, you know, that's 2K26. Anyway, I just, oh my gosh, man, that 6'11 was in hell. this lineup probably, in my opinion, would have been a little bit better if they got rid of one of their centers and had a lockdown on the team. But you see, that's a reason why they're running this, because it's tough. It's really tough. Look, they're just trying to go at every single person that is short, and then this guy's trying to run and fade, and they're sitting block. Luckily, he doesn't shoot it. They get a offensive 3 seconds. So coming down to the end of the third quarter here, I've got my sharp take, so I'm ready to be breaking ankles over and over, taking another dunk where I almost got blocked. I got like the worst dunk animation in the game. You guys know that dunk animation if you've played 2K for years, and it goes right to the corner. Wow, 18% green, man. Wow, I mean, congrats. Great shot. Good shot selection, and I'm just, oh, nope, not taking that shot. Being smart, hitting Jelbs, and he gets blocked. He gets blocked. 2-point game. We foul because I was telling them to foul. Even though we were in the bonus, I didn't want to see a 3 before the end of the quarter. They get 2 points. I'd rather see that than a 7'4" hitting a 3 in transition. Could have been a bad call. Could have not been. Who knows? We'll never know. And now they have the lead. I told you guys, this was an insane game. I mean, I've missed one shot. One. I don't know why QP didn't shoot that right away, but he ends up greening a nasty shot to give us back the lead. One shot in the entire game. I've got no turnovers, and it's a 1-point game, bro. Like, I'm trying my life off right now to be able to send these guys home, and they just keep fighting back. And look, I call a backdoor from QP as soon as he touches the corner. We got 39 points, 7 assists, 1 missed shot, no turnovers, and give me that steal. And speaking of no turnovers, now I have a turnover. That's my only turnover, was getting a amazing lane and then just getting blitzed in this game, which is crazy. But I find QP in the corner because the 7-4s are slow, so that is one little weakness. And we're just going back and forward, taking the lead. I mean, look at this. Now they got the lead. I mean, how many lead changes have we had in one game? I told you guys, this was an insane game. If you didn't believe me, now you know. If you made it this far into the video, bro, it is crazy out here. So look, I got the 2-way, and I'm baiting that shot. I mean, baiting it. And then I try to... I pass it. I call a timeout. I tried to fade. I just was not getting a good animation. Luckily, it did not go out of bounds, but low shot clock, you know, 12 seconds left. Fade away 3. Legend, shifty shooter. We got to get nasty, bro. We got to get nasty. Look, I'm jumping at this stretch, making him miss the shot. And I told y'all, bro, especially now after patch, this build can stop 7-4s. It definitely can stop 7-4s. We finally get a stop. He makes him jump off with a beautiful shot right there. And we've got a 7-point lead. So now we need to get just basically one stop. And we do not get the stop. I mean, bro, it is hard to get rebounds. We're trying to pick it up. It goes to the corner. Look at that. They had like 2 guys open. They're like, nah, let's just throw it to the 7'4", and Jelb gets the steal. So here we go. I'm wasting clock. I see Wolf over there in the corner. I was going to waste the clock, but he double teamed, and now we have a 10-point lead. So it's time to put these guys away. As I almost get the block, you see I'm just holding the ball right here, breaking the lockdown. Oh, give me that 3-point. Well, not their lockdown, but you know, their 6'11" who was trying to guard me. Again, another possession. I'm just wasting time, letting the shot clock run down, cooking up a little bit. Oh, come here. Oh, come here. Made him jump. Dunk. Give me that on the rim. 23 seconds left, man. Skill-based matchmaking is insane because, look, hold on, I'm just going to front fade this. Give me that 50 ball. Like, this is a pro-am matchup right here in terms of how cheesy their lineup was and how they probably are beating down people a lot for us to get matched up with a lineup like this. But one more before the end of the game, and we got 55 points with this build, 2 rebounds, 9 assists, 3 steals, 1 block, 22 for 23, 11 for 12 from 3, and let's get into the build. All right, guys, please listen carefully. I think that build videos are actually the most important to watch because I'm going to tell you where I put my CapBreakers, where you should put yours if you have less than me. I'm going to show you a different version, all that type of stuff. So one thing that is different from my 6'8" than my 6'9" is you cannot make a 6'9" shooting guard. I made this build to run the 1. You could run the hash. I mean, you can do whatever, right? I made this build to run point guard. Okay, so you have to go small forward to get a 6'9". I'm going minimum weight, and then all the way down to where we can get a 93 mid-range. This is very important because you need that set shot, that dead eye, to be able to make everything work how I did it, okay? So the first thing is we're gonna go up to, and you guys know, man, if you watch my builds, if you know how I make them, 70 driving layup, because we want to be able to get that bronze physical finisher. If you get taken out of a dunk, if you get contact and it gives you a layup, that bronze physical finisher is a nice build. So we're going 73 strength, okay? We'll talk about that a little bit more later. So I went up to an 89 dunk. I've told you guys that I believe you do not need any higher than an 87 really, unless you're playing Proving Grounds, Stage, or Pro-Am consistently where it's a higher difficulty. Then you might want to use like max plus ones or max plus twos on posterizer, but I'm telling you, silver posterizer in modes that are on Superstar / All-Star, which is Park, Rec, Theater, stuff like that, you only need an 87 driving dunk and a 75 vertical. Okay, now if you're playing in those modes that are Hall of Fame difficulty, you're going to want to go up a little bit more because the dunk meter size is not going to be as big. So anyway, I went to 89. Now you might be saying, why did you go 89 if you just told me you only need an 87? And that is because if you go to 78 vertical as well, you get the off one contact dunks. So this build, the one that I made, has 2 sets of contact dunk packages instead of 1. Do you need that? Probably not, but I just wanted to try it and it was a little bit extra on my build, okay? So if you don't have 14 CapBreakers like I do, please just go 87, go 75 vertical. Boom, that is 2 CapBreakers you just saved, and then possibly another 1 or 2 with the vertical. But also remember that you can just pretty much make my build. If you love it, if you love my build, you can make it and then just add the CapBreakers on as you advance throughout the year. But I always recommend that you guys use my build as a template, okay? Do what you want to do with it. Like if you play in a different area and you want more pass ac or whatever it is, do that, okay? So 78 close shot, that's just tied to some attributes. We're staying at this 54 dunk, but if you go 87, you can go down to a 52 standing dunk. You only really need a 40 unless you're going 72 for bronze rise up. So just go to 52 because if you go any lower, you're not gonna get that silver posterizer, okay? Post control up 1, and then our mid-range is gonna go to an 88. Now I used the shooting specialization. I tried CapBreakers and trying to, if you guys have seen how people are going up on the ball handle, sometimes they're going up on 3, like they'll keep it at like a 63 pointer and use CapBreakers to move it up. Ball handle, I think, was the best spot to do it on this build. You guys let me know if you figure something else out, but I don't think you're gonna be able to finesse it any other way better than I did, but please definitely let me know in the comment section. So I went to an 89.3 so we can get silver limitless. Now my mid-range is gonna have 5 CapBreakers on it. That is going to give us our gold shifty shooter, which we're gonna max plus 2 to legend shifty shooter. And guys, remember, if you don't have your max plus 2s and stuff, it's still a good build. Every single build in this game, I seen a guy say on my last video, this is a setup because you're not gonna have your max plus 2s. Every build is like that. When the season starts, if you're not buying the season pass, you're not gonna have them, but you're still gonna have gold shifty, okay, regardless. Then when you do get it, you max plus 2 it, you have legend shifty. When you're done with your build specialization, you see that 93 mid-range is gonna give us Hall of Fame set shot specialist, which only requires a max plus 1 to get to legend. And then our Deadeye with the 92 mid-range is going to give us gold, which I also have max plus 2, and I showed you guys that in the beginning, but we'll also talk more about the badges later, okay? So I kept it at a 64 free throw, even though I did make this build for 5s and stuff as well, like 3s, 5s, 2s, all that. I still kept it low because you just don't really need a high free throw in this game if you have on one that you know how to time. And I honestly don't get fouled a lot anyway. So it's like, I don't think that it's worth it for me specifically, okay? So I went up to a 54 ball handle. Yeah, that's where we're stopping, at a 54 ball handle. So you guys might have seen how people are finessing the CapBreakers with a 6'8" build. You know, they're going low ball handle, low speed with ball, and then getting it up with the CapBreakers. That's what I did with this, except for you're going to do it a little bit differently, because as you back out, you guys will see you only get an 80 ball handle on a 6'9" and a 75 speed with ball on a 6'9". Okay, on a 6'8", you can get up to an 86 ball handle, and a 80 speed with ball, which gives you blur takeover. And what you do miss out on with a 6'9" is the Devin Booker aggressive breakdown combo, which is really good, and the Devin Booker step back if you guys like that. So again, I went up an extra inch because I wanted to try this out. A legend Deadeye build, it has legend set shot, and I didn't know when making this build if it was going to be worth losing the Devin Booker aggressive breakdown. You know, I don't really use blur that much anymore. It's a free 2 every time. It's like one of the best takeovers in the game if you want dunks. But I'm using, you guys seen in the gameplay, the +10 3-pointer to have a 99 3-pointer with legend Deadeye, legend set shot, and legend shifty all at the same time, which is insane. Okay, so 71 pass accuracy. And let's go back to ball handle and speed with ball real quick before I forget, I'm trying to explain the full thing to you guys. That's why I actually really like making these. And I said, I think you should watch build videos start to finish, basically. They're the most skipped videos, and it's crazy because this is where you spend money. So I'm explaining to you why I did what I did, and you can do what you want to do if there's any changes you need to do. All right, so I went 5 CapBreakers here, which gives us an 80 ball handle. All right, and then I went 3 CapBreakers, which takes us to a 75 speed with ball. Now, you guys can switch this around. It doesn't give you that much more. Like, let's say you want to use your CapBreakers to bring you to a 93 mid-range, and you don't have any more to do this finessing with the CapBreakers with ball handle and speed with ball, then just change it up a little bit. I'll show you one more version. You are going to get more doing it this way. I've already labbed it, but it's not like a massive amount, okay? And again, I told you guys, you know, you can add on to the build as you progress throughout the year. Like, you'll be cool with 88 mid-range if you want to do them on ball handle and speed with ball. You know, you don't have to do the mid-range. You see what I'm saying, okay? So I went up to a 91 perimeter. Now, why did I do that? Because you see the build maxes out at a 92 perimeter with this wingspan, with this weight, and I +1'd this today as I got my 14th CapBreaker, which gives us Gold Challenger, which you can max +2 or max +1 and get Hall of Fame or Legend Challenger on a 6'9". Okay, especially after the new patch, defense, challenger, all that stuff, it works if you're in position. Now, if you're playing someone that's running and fading and you can't catch up to them, there's nothing you can do about that. No, 99 perimeter is not going to help you. You have to be in position. But like standstill shots, getting there for, you know, people's shots, getting in the position, it does work. So you guys have seen on so many of my builds, I've went high perimeter, like every single build, because that's what I do. I like defense. I like having it on my build, and you need it this year. So I went 73 steal to get Silver Interceptor, which I usually max +1, and man, Gold Interceptor on a 6'9", and yeah, we do have T-Rex arms, but we have a 6'9" wingspan. It's not bad at all, especially I'm using this as a PG, right? So anyway, 84 block. Why? Well, we're gonna get Silver High Flying Denier. We're also gonna get Silver Paint Patroller, and on top of all of that, block is very important. It's tied to your perimeter, basically. It's tied to your vertical with contesting jump shots. And again, we're 6'9", not 6'8". So that is the one thing you do gain, is another inch of height, which means you're able to shoot over people better. You're able to dunk better because the dunk meter is definitely 100% more forgiving the taller you are on this game. I promise you, it is a definite difference. So, you know, you gain a few things, you lose a few things. For example, my 6'8" has 89 speed. Okay, you cannot get that on this build. Even minimum weight, you cannot get it. And I went 85 agility, so 1 CapBreaker is going to go on that as well whenever you get it. All right, you can go 85 if you guys don't have the CapBreakers here. That's another spot to save. You don't really need 86. You know, it's just like, I want to have it maxed out. I want to be able to play the absolute best defense that my build can do. And so that's why I do that. So you guys see with our speed and agility, we did just unlock Gold Pick Dodger, Gold On Ball Menace. You know, you can max +1 this, max +2 it. It depends on where you're playing, the play style that you're in, whatever it is, right? So then I went to a 73 offensive rebound. Okay, now you can go 70. This is another spot where you don't have to go where I'm going. 79 from 2K26 is where you unlock new animations. And he showed us in a test that Bronze Rebound Chaser gives you a +9, like an under the hood +9. So you'll be good at a 70, especially if you have rebound boost and stuff like that. But I just went 73 because it was extra on the build. All right, so for those of you that are gonna ask, that's why I just wanted to be as high as possible, because we get that silver box out beast, which you can +1, whatever. You get the rebound chaser. You're also 6'9". You've got vertical. So you can do switch all defense on the 2s. You guys seen I was in the rec playing in the pick and roll on my 6'9", okay? Against a very cheesy lineup against guys that knew what they were doing. All right, so anyway, 89 driving dunk, 78 vertical. That is what I've got, okay? That's what I've got. Then I've got like the 49 post controls, all this stuff. You can change to whatever you want, guys. But again, you got to understand that, again, if you don't have these CapBreakers right here, just go down to 87. Boom, that saves you 2. Go down to 75 vertical. You do not need the contact dunk package. If you guys have been skipping around, please go back. I think that build videos you need to watch all the way through so you don't waste your money, so you understand this is from tests. This build is created from playing the game on multiple different builds, heights, watching 2K Toots videos, 2K Labs, and this is what I have created here. This is my 6'9". No one, for some reason, I haven't seen any creators that have made a 6'9" build except Cash Out, like I said, and the other guy who's number 2 in the world, but they just run and fade. He has like a 54 dunk. I didn't make this build to be a midi fader. You can definitely be a midi fader, but that's not what I made this build to do. I made it to be a literal all around demigod, and was I lying? Definitely not. We got defense, we got block, we got speed, agility, vertical, everything. We even have 73 strength for strong handles. Okay, we didn't even talk about that. Once you put the CapBreakers on to get your ball handle and speed with ball, you're gonna have gold strong handles. Okay, so that's really nice as well. You're gonna have bronze handles for days. You're gonna have your ankle assassin, which you guys seen in the gameplay. Unless you skipped around, you should definitely go check out that gameplay. I was getting a lot of ankle breakers with just bronze ankle assassin. Okay, so this is what the build does come out to be, but of course how you put on your CapBreakers could change it. It is a 2-way 3-level score. Yeah, not the greatest name of all time. Now it says it's not a threat off the bounce and it can't exploit slow defenders, but that's because we don't have ball handle right now. So the game thinks that we don't have ball handle, but we do when you add on the CapBreakers, okay? And not a threat off the bounce. I mean, what are we even talking about here, right? Anyway, guys, this is my build. Let's hop into another version where if you don't have a lot of CapBreakers and you can't do the ball handle finesse, I'll show you what to do. All right, so here is the version I made with less CapBreakers that you can make and then add on to as you go if you don't have as many. You know what I'm saying? So you literally could not make the other build I have if you don't have like 9 CapBreakers to finesse the ball handle and speed with ball. So what I did was you're gonna put 1 here onto your 3-pointer. That's gonna give you the silver limitless range. 5 here to your mid-range eventually. Let's say you don't have 5, that's okay. You're gonna do 5 eventually. And then perimeter, 5 eventually. There you go. That's going to give you your 93 mid-range, your 89 3, your 92 perimeter, and that is going to be your build. So you guys see with the less CapBreakers, with not being able to finesse, the ball handle and stuff like that, you're not going to get as much. You're going to have 13 less strength, but you're still going to have a very, very good build, okay? And you can add on to this as you go throughout the year. So you can also go right there to 30 and 65, and I don't know, maybe get some like post control, but you guys see maybe some free throw, get something like that. But this is what I would do. I would just go offensive rebound, so you have a little bit right there. And there is your less version CapBreaker where you can't finesse the ball handle and speed with ball, because you're going to need at least 8 to do this, okay? So what I just did with my other build. And you guys see it is also a 2-way 3-level score. So let me show you what I did with my max plus 1s, max plus 2s, because from the beginning, that's not actually what I usually use. So let's get into that. We'll get into the animations, the jump shots, all of that. All right, so like I said, guys, I just got my 14th CapBreaker today, which gives me gold challenger. So I don't have it yet. So this would change a little bit. You see, I've got it over here in the clutch stream. Once I get it to gold, I can +1 it, +2. But I like this lineup right here. This is like rec 2s. It depends. If you're in rec and you're PG and you're guarding ball, there you go. Obviously, you do want to use Legend Pick Dodger, but if you're not guarding ball, you can definitely change this. Get like Legend, Challenger. You can get Hall of Fame Dimer. I mean, of course, it depends where you play. Even the high flying denier on the Hall of Fame would be pretty sick as well, because we've got 84 block, we've got, vertical, stuff like that. But look, this is what I would use if I was going into the rec pretty much. All right, you want to make sure that you put on gold lightning launch before anything. Okay, do not waste it and go to Hall of Fame from the lightning launch test we have from 2K Labs. Gold and Hall of Fame is only a 1% difference. All right, so unless another one comes out, don't waste that on a tier on a max +2. But you see, we got the gold limitless, legend Deadeye, legend set shot, legend shifty shooter, and you do also, I've got on clamps, but I also have my handles for days on silver just to be able to dribble a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? But you really don't have to dribble that much in this game. Do a few moves, run down and dunk, do a move or two, run and fade, right? Because we have legend shifty shooters. So yeah, this is pretty much what you got here. Again, if you are in a mode that has higher difficulty, you're gonna maybe want to max +1 or max +2 posterizer. But if you're playing in park, rec, theater, silver posterizer is great. You're gonna be just fine. If you take the right angles and you take good shot selections when you go in for a dunk, you're gonna be okay. All right, so this is what I've got with the badges, but of course, this can change just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? When I get the gold, my gold challenger, I'm probably gonna have legend challenger, and then probably take off on ball menace, and then have Hall of Fame pick dodger. Okay, so because you don't get a lot of bumps on people that run and fade in this game, so I'd rather be able to run through the screen and then challenge the screen. Okay, you could go legend pick dodger and then change this to Hall of Fame challenger. That's also a good setup right there. Just depends on what you think is going to be best for you, but this is what I run, and of course this is subject to change where you play, 2s, 3s, 5s, but it's an all-around demigod. So we have to talk about all that because you can play anywhere on this build. Let's get into the takeover that I'm using. So like I said, guys, I currently am using this takeover on the build. This is what I usually use. It's a custom takeover that gives me just 3-pointer, which puts me to a 99.3. And of course, sharpshooting takeover does boost your standstill shots, but it also boosts your off the dribble and gives you a higher chance to get more ankle breakers. If you guys seen the gameplay, if you didn't, please go check it out, because I was getting a lot of ankle breakers on this build. You get 3 boost in 1 takeover plus actually 4, because it improves ability to get open off the ball, so you can slippery off ball a little bit better if you want to count that. So that's 4. But yeah, 4 boost, 99 3-pointer. I mean, I love this takeover right here. Here's the thing, you might be a bit slow if you're playing against like a pure lockdown. So you could use this one right here, which gives you 15 speed with ball. 15, so you have a 90 speed with ball on a 6'9" with gold or Hall of Fame lightning launch, whichever one you guys choose to use. Now, if you want to use a regular takeover, I do suggest having, like, if you want to play lockdown, I love my speedster, so you'll have a 94 speed, 93 agility, along with your 84 block. You could even +2 or +1 your high flying denier, all that type of stuff. You can do that, but that's really the only one I would use if I was not using a custom takeover. Maybe like 3 and D. If the build gets 3 and D, you will get a 99 mid-range, 94 3, 97 perimeter. So that's a nice one as well if you do not have custom takeover. But yeah, I mean, bro, the build is just, it's ridiculous what you can do with all the CapBreakers and optimizing what you want to make, what you want to go out with on this game. And you guys have seen I've cooked a masterpiece. Let's get into the animations. Okay, so into the animations, we have on Zach LaVine dribble style. And like I said, the 6'8", they're able to get the Devin Booker aggressive breakdown, which is an amazing move, and it sucks to not have on this build. But remember, again, if you're choosing to make a 6'9", height is an attribute. For defense, when you go down to dunk, you're gonna have a more forgiving dunk meter, all that stuff. When you shoot, you have a higher chance to shoot over people. All with our jump shot that has A+, defensive immunity, defensive release speed, release height. You're gonna be able to shoot over people better. I've got on Ben Simmons. So let me show you guys just kind of what that looks like real quick. So you're dancing around, right? You're dancing here, and you just hit up on the right stick, and you see how it like throws you forward, right? Like it's kind of a crab. Like it's a crab type of move. It's not Devin Booker. Let me just tell you guys, it is not Devin Booker. There's a reason people use that, but it does push you forward. Boom, you get a shot, you know? So I like it. I don't think that it's bad at all. I don't think that it replaces Devin Booker, but if you know how to use it, it's pretty damn good. Okay, so shout out to Yadman, because I would not have these dribble moves without him. Like I said, I've not seen anyone that makes a 6'9" except for Cash Out, but he doesn't really dribble, right? So I didn't know any dribble moves on here. He went and labbed what he would use on a 6'9", and that's what I got. So shout out to Yadman, bro. But here is everything. I like the Paul George escape over the Jimmy Butler. I know a lot of people like Jimmy Butler, but I just like Paul George on a up and down build where I'm hunting for dunks from time to time. But if you like, Jimmy Butler and dancing around screens, you can do that as well. Crossover Lonzo Ball, that's your next most important one. So here's your most important: Zach LaVine. Okay, your escape Paul George, your crossover Lonzo Ball, your behind the back Chris Paul. This is a quick little behind the back to be able to shoot. If you guys seen in the gameplay, I used that. If you didn't see the gameplay, go back. Pro step back is your next most important. Maybe your hesitation if you guys know about doing the snatch back and then doing a hezzy right away. But you got pro, or you can use Chris Paul. You can use Vince Carter. Most people are going to either use pro or Vince Carter here. I do believe most people are going to pick Vince Carter over pro, but I've been liking pro a lot. Okay, now I'm using Dribble Pull Up Pro 2. My dunk packages, I'll show you guys in just a second, but here is my jump shot: Scottie Pippen, Baluba. And I told you guys we have an A+ release height, A+ defensive immunity, and an A+ release speed on a 6'9" with Legend Deadeye, Legend Set Shot, and Legend Shifty Shooter. I mean, we are maxed out, okay, with our 3-pointer takeover in our lethals, taking the shot. Here is my dunks. These dunks are just the same that I had on the 6'8". You guys can go back and pause. I use the LeBron James package. I use a few alley-oop packages. Pretty much the same that everyone else does, because you just want to dunk the ball. You know what I'm saying? I don't think everyone uses these flashy hangs off one, but I really, really like them, and they just look really good to me. So that is the build, guys. That is the entire thing for you right there. If you have any questions, please let me know. And guys, if you want to see my 6'8" or how to get as many cap breakers as possible, click right here. They're both on the screen, because you probably don't know, I don't even have as many cap breakers as you can currently get on 2K26. You might as well click it, bro, because I'm leaving and I'm out of here. Peace.